Hi, friends. Host Eric here, host of Talking with Famous People, and I'm here with Isaiah Rude. Let me begin this video by saying sometime this upcoming week, I will mail out these headphones to Spacey. I've actually tried to mail them on a couple of occasions. Like I took them in the car with me to go to the post office. Something came up and prevented me from actually going to the post office on that occasion. I put them in the car on another occasion where I was planning on going and forgot about it, and then brought them back. And they've been in the car to go to the post office on a couple of occasions, but they're still here. Anyway, Rachel's in New York now, so I'm gonna mail her some stuff anyway. So I should. I've been meaning to get it done. I'll get it done. So these are great headphones, and I'm gonna miss them. They're Sennheisers. Sennheisers. I highly recommend them. Very comfortable. Anyhow, enough about the headphones. Uh, Isaiah Rude thinks he's an ENTP, and he's convincing me that he's right. And the reason he convinced me that he's right is he pointed to the number one thing that once he pointed it out to me, and I decided to pay attention to it for a second, that is quite convincing, which is the way that he fucked up his own TI questions when delivering them and couldn't remember them after he had said it out loud once. And the fact that it didn't even occur to him that obviously you have to remember your own genealogy question because you're probably going to have to repeat it. If you do one that's too long for you to remember, then it's useless. You've got to be able to remember it. That's sort of anti-ignoring stuff. And the SI problem and the haphazard TI, which is basically, it's not that TI is haphazard. It's that we don't bother double checking. We go with the first intuitive leap, basically. So
TI being instrumental, it's not a value you uphold in and of itself. So you sort of might apply it haphazardly and take your course of action.
Yeah, and certainly it's not a value the ENTP prioritizes over other values. Your tool function is instrumental, but it's also a kind of an important value to you. It's like I can have big conflicts with FI users sometimes about FITI things, like ESFPs or whatever. But, that's a different kind of absolute value, I mean, in the sense that it's important to me that the people in the world I encounter are susceptible to my tool function. In other words, that I can get work done with my tool function with the people I encounter in the world, or the things I encounter in the world. For people who I can't get work done with TI, I get very frustrated at them. It's not because I think TI is an absolute value in and of itself. It's because I absolutely value the ability to communicate with TI since it's my tool function.
Right. Tool functions mainly conflict because it's not because it's an absolute value, but because it's like obstructing the adjudication of similar matters via the same kind of function. So if I want to deliberate about something, if two people are both deliberating about something in totally opposite ways and they're both blind to how each other are doing it, then that's obviously going to spark infinite conflict. But it's not because they're absolute values at all.
Right. So in other words, if your instrumentality runs afoul of my instrumentality, that's absolutely going to cause a problem, even though neither are absolute values.
Right.
Okay, let's say you are an ENTP, and the reason I'm hesitant to say yes, I'm convinced you're an ENTP is because, as I indicated to you before we started filming, I've already made. It's probable I made a mistake here. That you probably are an ENTP, and I mistyped you as an ENTP because of your general affect, which is fine. I don't mind making mistakes, but once I've made a mistake like that, I want to make absolutely sure that I only correct myself once. So, that's why I'm hesitant to formally go, I agree with you, you're an ENTP, but I'm definitely leaning that way. So moving away from the question of whether you are one or not for a second, let's pretend for the sake of argument that you are one. I have had instances in the past where I got fairly tight with another ENTP, and that didn't. That was like the Becky situation, right? Becky and I
Right.
didn't end up being on speaking terms. Ultimately, there was some sort of clash between the two ENTPs. Do you
Okay.
feel as though, let's say you are an ENTP, talk about that.
Okay. So if I'm an ENTP, with regards to our relationship as working partners, for example, um,
Sorry, I need a
one thing
bong
that
rip
we're not
button.
really
Sorry, go ahead.
can I okay. One thing that we need to take into consideration as well that, is Enneagram, because my Enneagram type is very unlike that of most ENTPs. I think I have a nine core, first of all, so I'm conflict avoiding. I don't see myself being prone to conflict with another ENTP. I've been friends with tons of other ENTPs, and I never really got the whole ENTP conflict. ENTPs likely having 7 and 8 makes them, I think, more prone to conflict. That might be why that correlation is there,
So you
or might
feel
be
as though you have multiple other ENTPs in your life?
only like one. I've known one or two, and I don't currently even know them anymore. But yeah,
Would you feel confident about your typing of them regardless?
one of them, yes, I'm fairly confident about it. The other one, not. He could be ENFP. I'm not really sure, but
All right. Okay. Well, the other thing is there's a niche filling aspect to type that I've noted before with ESTPs sometimes and with other ENTPs, which is like the sense that we're both we're here hanging out, but we're both kind of wanting for an audience member because neither of us is really the audience member. We're both the people who want to be performing for the audience in some regard. And when I'm chilling with just another ESTP, if me and another me and an ESTP or me and another ENTP, I get this sense of like we understand each other. We're like colleagues at work, but we're just we're both at work. We're hanging behind the counter waiting for customers to come. Thoughts?
um, yeah, I think that mainly it's because of FE has an absolute value in the third slot. I don't know. I get that with the STPs, and I definitely get that with ENTPs, but um, hmm, I'm not sure. I'd say that's fair what you said about it.
It is true in general, I think, that Enneagram provides a good explanation for differences between members of the same type and also for explaining some compatibility issues. Like, Rachel and I are very compatible. I think we're compatible typologically. INFJ and ENTP is compatible, I think. But I also think we're compatible enneagramly. I think it helps me. It helps that I'm a 7 and she's a 7 because we both really get the warrant and accept as valid the warrant, but I don't feel like it. We're okay with that, you know?
Yeah.
Like we both have heard plenty in our lives about how we ought to attend to meow 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 instead of what we're playing with. But we don't want to do meow meow meow. We want to keep playing forever. And we get that about each other. Like this
Mhm.
remember, at the end of the day, we're both foremost citizens of the nation of play.
Mhm.
And I think it makes us more compatible than I might be with another kind of INFJ.
Right.
Most importantly, I think it makes me more compatible with her. Like INFJs, seven doesn't go well with that because they need to sort of demonstrate a little bit more utility than that in order to justify their shitty TE.
Mhm. Who needs to do that to justify the shitty tea?
INFJs.
Oh, right. Okay.
They need to do that. Just you're distracted by woman pants. What's she up to? What's she doing? Why is she distracting you?
Who, Rachel?
Yeah.
No, she's just
You,
walking around.
you tell her
Nothing.
that she needs to stop stealing fractions of your attention from me.
My fractions of attention, the mirror of my attention has been shattered, and you're
Yeah.
stealing pieces from my attention.
You're you're stealing shards of what was formerly known as Isaiah Rude.
No, that sounds bad.
I'm a shadow of my former self.
Oh my god. Ew.
Okay. So now let's get back to the question of whether you are an ENTP. That you were very distractible there. That's good. That's a, a good sign of ENTP. ENTP is probably a little more distractible than INTP. It's that NE. It jumps at shit, you know.
Right.
Uh, what does Rachel think?
Rachel, she thinks that I'm an ENTP as well. She said she actually thought when she originally asked for my typing session that I was an ENTP. She didn't know that I'd been typed as INTP or whatever. So anyway, she thought it was kind of an absurd. She kind of thought it was a little absurd that I'd be an introvert. She thought I definitely seemed like an introvert, an extrovert. I had a more outgoing sort of demeanor, but I mean that's just sort of display shit. But it seems like my NE is an absolute value to me, and TI is instrumental.
Yeah,
The main thing.
and that really is fairly definitive. It's like INTPs. That thing that you did, where I was going like, no, it is her, unless her grandfather married his sister or whatever.
Yeah. I don't know why I fucked that up.
Well, I know. I mean, the thing is, what I'm saying is that thing right there is pretty definitive. It's like INTP wouldn't do that. ENTP definitely would. It's not indicative of less than second slot TI. Your TI is slamming. That's why I mistyped you as an INTP.
Yeah.
So, what else could you possibly be? I just don't buy. I just don't see INTPs doing that. I just don't see that
Right.
happening with an INTP. And so I think if you hit me with something that I don't usually encounter, which is somebody comes to me and says, "Here's why I'm this other type than you say I am," and their reason is the winning argument. That I don't think that's ever really happened before. Another indication maybe you're an ENTP. So, but yeah, that's a pretty winning argument right there. I think you are an ENTP.
Cool. Awesome.
What do you think at home, friends? What do you think? We'd like to know. Today, we're going to play INFJ. Alright, so I hope you enjoyed this video, and I would really love to hear what you think about Isaiah and his type in the comments. If you have anything to share, we'd greatly appreciate it. Isaiah, wouldn't we love to hear what the people have to say?
I would love to hear what everyone has to say about my type. I'm very excited to read the comments, and I look forward. Please like the video and subscribe. And this is INFJ Isaiah Rude. And
Excellent INFJ, Isaiah. It's really good. I started zoning out. I started completely zoning out and just being in my happy space. Comfortable, not familiar, comfortable, universal, TIFE in I. It's so relaxing. I can just settle into my chair and fall asleep.
I'm pretty good at imitating the types. I don't know.
You are pretty good. Well, you know what? Then before we end this video, let me discuss a second topic here that we need to discuss. Which I haven't discussed.
Sure.
Because I've begun working on a little bit this show idea I want to do, and I've decided I've replaced my original idea with the idea that I had nixed to do my new idea. I went back to the original one, which is I want to script out and record episodes of a reality show that is Type House. It's got one of each of the 16 types in it, and it's all it's all done narratively in the video through the confession booth. So you never see any of the 16 people in the room together, right? You just see one at a time in the confession booth, and they go in there and they do like reality show shit about their housemates and what's going on and stuff. So, um, and one of the one of the things I want to make sure to have them state is where they draw the line, because I've noted that that is the quintessential reality show expression. And then Judy comes over here and she starts insulting my husband? That's where I draw the line. So we know there's going to be lines drawn in this house, in Type House, or whatever the title of it is. And what I was gonna just do 4. I was gonna do Quadra House. I'm gonna have one from each Quadra, and so just Rachel and I could do it, and it would be easier to like manage.
We gotta change the names of the quadras just a little bit, though. You gotta be a little subtle with it.
No, it's specifically personality type house.
Where everyone is aware of personality.
No, just because it's personality type house doesn't mean the characters in it are going to explicitly discuss personality type.
Right.
But they will self-identify for ease for a stretch of time, perhaps. Like, oh yeah, I'm Rick Benson, I'm the ESP in the house. Anyway, and then they just be an ESP. They don't metacognate about it at all. Except you know what? The INTPs will probably over metacognate about it in the scripting. So I'm gonna write little short confession booth things for the various characters, and if you want to be some of the characters too, that'd be great. That would be helpful.
Yeah,
Rachel's gonna be some. I'll be some of them. It's like I'm gonna have to get a couple of like wigs or hats or something to look different. Like I have to be kind of consistent in how I look when I'm playing that character, I guess. So anyway, that's the idea. I'm currently working on the script a little bit, and and for those of you out there in watching land, you can look for this upcoming. If you are an actor or actress type person who wants to play one of the characters in this show, then you are invited to talk to me about that, and I will assign you. I'll give you a chunk of script to do, and then you just record yourself doing it, send it to me, and I'll put it together. Ideally, the confession booth will look fairly uniform. So we have to have the confession booth just be like sort of a plain white background or something. Anyway, yeah. There's a lot of TE shit involved in that, but the point is, if you want to help make this thing by playing one of the characters in it, please do. That I actually do want to hear your comments on. I don't not want to hear your comments on whether he's an ENTP or an INTP, but people often comment and stuff and send me emails and stuff that assumes I'm interested in this, like I'm interested in following up about something like that. I'm just, it's like I don't care. I don't care what type he is. I find it interesting that I was probably wrong. He's probably an ENTP, and I like to have the question answered in some sense. But people come and say, well, it's very rare that what happened here happens, where somebody says, "I think you typed me wrong, Eric, and here's my reason," and I go, "Oh, that's the winning reason. So you're right, and I'm wrong." And yeah, most people in comments put a bunch of stuff that is not convincing. It's like it's moving further away from rather than towards definitiveness. And that, am I interested in reading it? Well, it depends who writes it sometimes, but people assume I'm a lot more interested in getting information about cognitive functions than I am. I feel like I have all the information I need about it, really. I got it down. I understand them. Doesn't mean I'm always right. I got it down well enough to know that I'm guaranteed to be wrong some of the time because it's not definitive enough yet to make me right 100% of the time.
We need like one more polar test or something.
That's exactly what we need is one more polar test. That would make it definitive. Well, and we need to lock down the two that are kind of wishy-washy. Any SI,
Yeah.
it's hard to quantify a line to draw where you go, this is 8, this is 7, this is 4. Because 7 and 4 can kind of look similar in some ways. Even 8 and 7 can if it's the opposite aspect. So like 8
And
and ISFPs looks pretty weak.
to get like to get a real grasp of where their NE or SI is, you also have to like really push on it a lot. And it ends up taking a whole lot of time when you're doing time sessions. I just kind of get sick of it and move on.
It's not
So,
just a matter of time, it's a matter of the social impacts of it. It's like,
mhm.
this person has hired me to presumably not just hear a type, but to have a good experience.
Yeah,
They didn't sign up for, um, like,
like being drilled with like,
yeah. It's like, let's say I have some I'm a woman who's got like a urinary tract infection.
yeah,
I go in there for medical treatment. I don't expect to be shoved into a chair, put up on stirrups, have my legs spread wide open, and there's not even a curtain there, and people walking by and stuff. It's like, that's, no matter how good a job you do of healing me at that point, I I just keep the urinary tract infection. I probably don't want to be exposed as completely like that. So, I get it. I don't want to put people through uncomfortable experiences either. It's hard when you're trying to nail down TI though, and
yeah.
you really need to push a little harder, but fuck.
Right. Sometimes I feel like I really don't like having to tell them that their answer was wrong.
Especially when you were wrong about whether the answer was wrong.
Yeah, exactly. That's even better. When you look back later, and then you just have to like blush and say, whatever, sorry. But
Yeah. Um, the SI thing is quite definitive, really, if for real polars. So you hit an ENTJ or an ENFJ, you can sort of uncover and brush the dirt off of the buried shape of polar SI, which is this weird inability to come up with specific examples for shit.
mhm.
And that can be quite definitive, especially definitive in ENTJs. Part of the challenge is these tests are more or less definitive depending on which one of the two types has the polar. Like TI polar is actually very definitive in both ENFP and ESFP. It's completely definitive.
Oh
Forget
yeah,
about that. TI polar is clear as day in both of those types.
sure.
But like any polar plays out a little different for ISTP and ISFP. I think ISFP's got a little bit better NE because it depends what kind of NE question you ask too. I need to refine the test a bit. There's any questions where you go come up with many possible reasons why someone might do this.
Right.
ISFPs are a little stronger at that. Uh, Ways in which you can accomplish something, different ways to get something done. It seems like ISFPs are a little stronger at that because why? It's TEFI. Uh,
Hmm.
ISTPs are the most NE dead of all.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. I don't most of the things that they say they seem to be not an original thought almost. I can't really describe it. I don't know. It's like they're referencing other things as they speak. I don't know.
They're the strong silent type.
Yeah. They
I was
say
thinking about what I said. Raquel, we're gonna call her. I forgot. We're calling your girlfriend Raquel, or your whatever you want to call
yeah.
her, your paramour. My mother referred to my first girlfriend as my paramour. I guess my mother didn't know her exact status, and
Hmm.
paramour refers to exactly that. Somebody of indeterminate status that is for love. Paramour mean par amour is for love. Anyway, but they really mean sex when they say that. Anyway, that's not the point. The point is, what was I talking about? Oh, Rachel, other Rachel, Raquel,
Hmm.
your paramour. I was talking about how she was taking exception to my talking about social mores and men being communicative. I mean, women being communicative and men being meh, meh, meh. Well, the strong silent type thing is indicative of that. Like, there's a good version of man that women find attractive that's a strong silent type. There's not a good version of woman that's a strong silent type. Silent women are perceived as moody, broody, and probably, depressive.
Hmm.
Whereas silent men are not seen as those things.
Right.
Or at least, I'm not sure are seen as is the right word. I guess I should say the tropes by which we communicate about men and women are consistent with the notion that women are perceived as that the communicative angle of life are perceived as more the domain of women.
Hmm. So, are you saying you go Raquel? He's going your Raquel.
Raquel?
Yeah, Raquel. Do you think that were you saying that she was a strong silent type?
No, I was resuming the discussion I had with her about social
Oh,
mores, and I was saying it started with me saying I think I do a
oh,
pretty good job of embracing my feminine side.
okay, I gotcha. So he was talking about it was a continuation of the discussion that you were talking about with him about the social mores of
Right.
it was like something like gender roles or something like that. What was it
Women
again?
are more communicative.
Oh, right, women being more communicative. Right. So so basically, strong silent types are associated with men are perceived as attractive and um, like that. That's a positive trait for men, but it's not for women. For women, it's perceived more as like broody and like you know.
In its best incarnation, it's perceived as shy, which implies the girl's going to open up to you.
Yeah.
But usually, it's perceived as depressive, moody, broody, difficult. A silent woman is frightening in a way that a silent man is not. Silent man is somehow reassuring because they're a man of action. They're not talking.
Yeah. I can definitely see that. I guess. I don't know. Some silent men are people I would want to avoid though.
Yeah. I mean, I don't agree with this notion. I'm just saying that by traditional social understandings, I do a good job of embracing my feminine side, which is if it's going to be perceived as that, I'm not going to try to change who I am to be strong and silent. I'm going to embrace the fact that I guess I'm pretty feminine then. I like to
Oh,
talk.
I finally today got a great example of Rachel's her FE tool like doing the workaround thing for she goes this water bottle works really well but it doesn't work if you don't have the cap on.
No, it keeps the water cold. It keeps the water cold.
Yeah, I don't remember how you said it. It was funny though.
It said that water bottle works really well at keeping the water cold, but it doesn't work if you don't put the cap on.
Yeah.
Well, in the most quintessential INFJ incarnation of that, she simply states, I love the way this water bottle keeps water cold when I keep the cap on. And then you just go, oh, are you trying to tell me to put the cap on?
Yeah.
Just making a positive observation about the universe.
But it's weird. I didn't actually like going into typing her or talking with her. I didn't expect to conclude that she was an INFJ at all. I thought she seemed like an extrovert for sure, but I
She
don't know.
certainly does. Or does in this chat.
Yeah.
Can you show? I want to see what she looks like. Everybody wants to see what she looks
Cool,
like. I'm
come
sure. Come
here.
on, let's see what you look like.
Don't be shy. Come on. She's fixing herself up.
She's fixing herself up.
I think so. Maybe just a little bit.
Is she broken in some way? Did she
I don't
break
know.
a part
Okay.
of her off? Did she break off one of her arms? Is that why she needs to fix herself up?
It didn't look like it. Not from what I saw.
Okay,
But
good. Good to hear. I'll tell you what, while we're waiting for her, I will treat
she's
the
ready.
viewing audience, as well as you, Isaiah Rude, to a very important kitty friend.
Wow. So
If
cute.
only Buttercup were here, but Buttercup can't get in this room.
She's not allowed.
Yeah, we could have a kitty party.
What an important kitty friend.
Hey guys, it's
Hi, Raquel. You look like an INFJ. You got an INFJ face.
we got Beta Quadra eyes. Look at them Beta Quadra eyes.
Meow. Beta quadra eyes indeed. Wow, look at you
Same.
two. Interesting. I'm so glad to get to see what you look like. You're very attractive, obviously, and congratulations, Isaiah Rude, for uh, for getting on that shit.
I'm gonna take a look at that.
Yeah,
Good job, dude. Score.
yeah, dude.
Nice work. Okay. Well, I'm gonna end this video here. Wishing Isaiah and Raquel well. As I was trying to convince everybody, yes, in fact, I am doing a good job embracing my feminine side. No matter what Raquel says. Okay.
I never denied that.
All right. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to eat plenty of cheese, and hopefully that video was interesting enough.